Okay, let's see who we're doing next. Leo. So this is your June 2026 general read. I know we're mid-month, but that's where we're at, folks. We're going to start out with the magnetic poetry. We're going to do a past, present, future spread. You might notice that we've got a different camera angle going on. It's just easier for me to make sure that you guys can see the cards, see the shuffle, and all of that. But you can check the description box for everything that you need to know, including where you can run your natal chart if you're not quite certain about your rising, moon, or Venus sign, which are other ways that you can see the messages or put a different spin on them. Leo. Let's see where we're going with this. And if you're looking for other signs for June, I did start out May doing other signs. So we only have Leo, Capricorn, and Aquarius left to do before, and Virgo, before we move back into the other signs for the rest of June into July. I'm just going to go on a continuous loop. Okay. Get out a pen and a piece of paper. You can jot these down. Just going to put them in list form so that you can go ahead and you can unscramble them, make sentences out of them, get whatever significance out of these that you believe is most important. And while you're looking at those, I'll make sure that I'm recording. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to use the Tarot Sacred Kingdoms for you. Like I had said before, we're going to do a past, present, future spread. 6 cards each line. I only take flippers and jumpers, and, you know, I apologize. I'm still getting used to shuffling this deck. It's a little newer. It's getting a little bit more flexible, but as you can see, it's got quite the bend in it. And I loved the sides. I loved how they have black edges, but from shuffling already, you can see it's getting a little worse for wear. So something about visibility, something about transparency that's important. Transparency. I can't bridge these ones yet. I could if it was like half the deck. Maybe I can. See, we can do this enough. Maybe we'll train it to be bridgeable. And the cardstock is really high quality. It's just the edges on them don't really like. Okay, one more. And of course, we're going to try to get used to doing it like this twist for fairness. So that reversals, everybody always wonders why I do that. So that the reversals are not necessarily always going to be just one way or another. So again, like I had said before, I only take flippers or jumpers, maximum of 3. In the past, for you, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And of course, you can zoom in. That's the beauty of YouTube. You can zoom in and take a look at the cards, get the details of them. I do only pick cards where I either like the artwork or, you know, for the audience, I have 2 Rider-Waite decks that I've chosen, but I don't always use them because imagery is, of course, important. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. That one wanted to come out, but it didn't. What is it? The 3 of Wands in the reverse. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Should we maybe put this over here? so everybody knows who we're reading. Oh, there's a little bit of stuck energy. Okay, we did get a card that came out, Knight of Pentacles, in the upright for you, Leo. Let's just make sure that we can see that. Can we? I think we can. Knight of Pentacles in the upright. Slow-moving, strategic, forward progress, but it's, you know, it's pretty slow. It's action, but it's, you know, really chill. Virgo energy on that one. You could be a Leo, Virgo cusp individual, but it's about the slow-moving, steady forward progress in a situation. What is that knight traveling towards? Slowly. Tell us more for Leo. Tell us more. Make me pull cards. I don't want to pull cards. I never pull cards. I find the randomness of when cards flip out or jump out or drop is so much more meant to be. Oh, see, so I'm not going to take all of those, but I will be taking this flipper. See, it's just card vomit when you get a whole bunch like that. But this one, Temperance, slowly moving towards a Sagittarius individual, slowly moving towards healing, slowly moving towards a time of patience, or this in and of itself could just be a statement of having patience and moving towards your goals. The ability to use harness time in a way that helps you, like strategically using time and patience in your healing efforts, but also to get what you want. Like there's a, you know, it's almost like tempering chocolate. If you don't temper your chocolate, it doesn't work out when you're doing chocolate making. Or, you know, when you rise bread, there's a certain way that it works so that it's successful. But it's almost as if the slow-moving energy in the recent past is about tempering oneself, not running too hot or too cold, strategically and methodically moving towards something at just the right time, all in good time, all things in good time. Patience. What else? Okay, I think this is going to be more than one. This will be 2 cards here. King of Swords in the reverse. Aquarian energy here. With the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. So there's a feeling as if the intellect, the logical side of things is out of balance. There's more emotion being put into something than logic. Or it's like a poor impulse control on the emotional side is leading to a lack of investment. Somebody isn't investing the right amount of time or energy or resources in something. This is often indicative of an Aquarius operating out of their shadow side, if you will. Just a huge reminder here that the King of Swords in the upright is usually a judge, a magistrate, a lawyer, somebody who works in the legal profession, a probation officer, a corrections officer, somebody who works with law, or in an extremely cerebral career, but the rules in that career. Whereas this in the reverse is typically considered or regarded as a criminal, a thief. Somebody who steals rather than invests the time and energy, almost like they want to get the quick cash. Somebody who, you know, get rich quick scheme type person, somebody who thinks they can steal rather than putting in time and energy and effort into something. They believe that they can just get what they want by doing things nefariously. Somebody is methodically taking action and has time on their side, biding their time until the time is right, I'm hearing. Biding their time until their time is right when it comes to this person. Almost like in the recent past, they know they're watching that this person's going to get their just desserts because they haven't invested the appropriate amount of energy, effort, or resources in something. Tell me more. In the recent past for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. There's a little bit of emotion attached to it, though. It's like they run hot when they think about this individual. Like there's anger instead of, you know, the cooler head prevailing. Recent past. If we were looking at timings, we could be looking at Sagittarius season, Virgo, Sagittarius, and this is supposed to be Aquarius, but because it's on its head, Leo season. What else in the past for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Good things come to those who wait. Good things come to those who wait. Page of Cups in the upright. There's going to be an apology that comes about as a result of this. It's almost like somebody's biding their time until the time is right. I keep hearing that. Maybe it's just because it's a song. There's a lyric in a song that says that. But somebody is taking this slow, strategic, methodical action towards something and being very patient. When it comes to this, it's almost like they know that there is a thief or a criminal who's doing things the wrong way and isn't really investing what they should be. They're waiting until the moment is right to strike, and it's going to bring about an apology of sorts. Page of Cups is usually a small yet emotionally fulfilling communication. But often it can also be somebody asking forgiveness or apologizing for something. Just gonna take a look at this card a little bit closer. No, I can't tell if this is a loom or if this is a piano. It almost looks like weaving, but it also looks like music. I don't have my glasses on right now on that card. Okay, what else? Also be water sign children. There's a flipper. Is that 4 or 5? I should have worn my glasses. I'm sorry, you guys. Oh, Gray Mary, what she used to be, you know. Is that a 4 or 5? It's a 4. Yeah, it's a 4. So 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm sorry I didn't save up. I'm sorry I was miserly. I'm sorry I hoarded everything. This is the apology right here. These two cards. This is the apology. I'm sorry that I didn't this, and this. It's got to do with this. I'm sorry I didn't invest. I'm sorry that I thought I could this, and this. This person is waiting. They're taking slow, methodical action, waiting to strike. when the time is right, or they're patiently awaiting when this individual gets their just desserts for not investing appropriately, for believing that being foolish enough to think that they could win out the day without doing the hard work. And there's going to come a time where this individual comes in and says, I'm sorry that I held on to my resources so tightly, or that I spent so frivolously, or but usually in the reverse, it's usually somebody who's spending frivolously as opposed to being miserly. Somebody who doesn't have a respect for the coin, or their time, or the resources, or the energy. It's a small, meek apology. Somebody was, this is in the recent past. In the present for you, we have, the Lovers. Gemini energy, so this is definitely happening right now, this line. It's a marker for you, but we have they call it the choice, but this is also an extremely tight emotional connection. It seems almost ethereal. You can tell by this here. An ethereal emotional connection that somebody is taking their time to cultivate, to foster, to make into something. They're being very patient with it. These two are counterparts, by the way. Interesting enough, we have Gemini archetype and the Sagittarius archetype, and so there's a choice that is being made, or a choice that has already been made, but the time that is being taken to put that into action has to do with patience and getting to really understand somebody, and the warmth in between two individuals here. I will find out more. Tell me more. In the present for Leo. Okay. Somebody wants to get something straight before they move forward. The World in the reverse. This is a connection that there's no beginning, there is no end. There's only change. This is something that just keeps cycling, looping. It could be a reconciliation. Somebody's waiting for a reconciliation. But the World in the reverse is about something that isn't ending or never ending. I always call it the merry-go-round of crazy, but it's never ending. Often is something that's incomplete, or leaves somebody feeling incomplete, because there is, and I'm just going to continue on with this here, because there was no offer, because there is no initiation. It seems like it never actually starts, and that's why if there's a feeling of incompleteness about it, because it doesn't actually start. It cannot end. It cannot feel whole and complete, because there is no... So the Ace of Pentacles is initiation. It's that first tangible contract offer, that first piece of something that's offered. Remember, when we see this, it's usually a hand offering a pentacle. So when you see this here in the reverse, it's about no beginning. There's no beginning, there is no end, there's only change. So there is no Ace of Pentacles, there is no 21 major arcana, there is no world, there is no end. So it's a lack of feeling of completeness. It doesn't begin, it doesn't end, it's almost timelessness. Even though normally we would say that this is kind of like a state of limbo. There's a state of limbo about this connection, and that's why there's like this waiting that happens. There's a pervasive feeling of consistent waiting attached to it. Somebody feels as if they cannot offer something or begin something or initiate something, because there's this element of emotionality attached to it that outweighs the logical, defies the logical. Thank you. Also feels like there's no way to invest in it. Somebody also kind of feels as if there's like this, do Do you see how, you remember how I was saying about the criminal element? Somebody trying to get rich quick, or somebody trying to rip somebody off. It kind of seems like here that kind of exists as well. Like the feeling is I cannot offer somebody an initiation or the beginning of a contract or something because I'm not quite certain. There's this element of dishonesty, or that this person isn't investing the appropriate amount of time, energy, or effort, or resources to get this off the ground. They could be of nefarious means. But there's this timelessness here that I still, this to me says timelessness. You know, it's interesting because you're the affinity symbol. So it's kind of interesting to have no beginning, no end, timelessness, infinity, ad infinitum, ad infinitum, Jesus. Sorry. IXX. I don't know why I was just kind of looking at that IXX. It's not, you know, because it's in the reverse. It doesn't say 21. It's just look at the IXX. But it's almost as if there's this choice here in love where it never began. It never began. It never ended. It just always was. You don't know where it ever surfaced from. It just always was. Jesus, I hate when these things get confusing. Confusing even to me, Queen of Cups. Somebody, maybe you're, I was saying up here that you were a Leo Virgo cusp individual, but this could also be, so now we have the Gemini and we have the Cancer season. There's a feeling of intuition here about this, especially during this season. I think there's a feeling of being intuitively connected with somebody. This is Cancerian energy. The Queen of Cups is somebody who's connected to all things watery and emotional, the intuitive side. Somebody who is poetic, musical, but also somebody who is giving of the heart space and understands when to close off their heart space appropriately. Intuitively, they almost know when to hold back, when it's appropriate and inappropriate. As I had said before, Cancerian energy. Sweet communications, intuitive sweet communications. Tyrannical father, tyrannical. This is tyrannical air energy that kind of takes over. Tell me more. In the present, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay. That's the kind of shit you want to get on camera, is that kind of stuff. 10 of Cups. They intuitively know that there is a wholeness in the emotional, a wholeness in the heart space, happy home life, happy family. She's got her back to this, as if she's not a part of it. Almost as if she couldn't invest or did not invest the time or the energy in the happy family. Busy looking at the coins. Tell me more. Leo, in the present. This is about you. This isn't about this person. I feel like this person is not you. Nope. Is that too many? It's not too many. We have 3. Justice in the reverse. There's a feeling, a deep-seated feeling of injustice. Libra in the reverse, which would be Aries. Moving towards Aries season with the 7 of Cups and the Fool. Yeah, what did I say? Aries? Aries. Libra, Aries. It's like the wheel. Do you see? Justice card in the reverse. It's almost like upside down. Libra and Aries. The 7 of Cups. Somebody who had options felt it wasn't fair that they chose risk and adventurousness and spontaneity, and it ended up not being fair. The choices that they had options. They're looking over their options in the present. This is somebody with a lot of cardinal energy here. Cancer, Libra, Aries. Somebody who, oh shit, was looking over all of their options and chose the adventurousness and the risk because the risk was more important. And there's a deep-seated feeling of injustice here. Lack of balance and fairness and equilibrium. Because they were living at the behest of their adventurousness, wide-eyed optimism for the purposes of learning with that Fool. They saw the options that were presented towards them. I don't know why I'm saying this in the past sense, because it's happening in the present. Could even be a warning for you. That there could be, a feeling of adventurousness for you with the Fool card there. But the Justice card indicates that, we have to keep some equilibrium in mind. We can't just go out there all guns a-blazing looking for something exciting for fear of regret. Full well understanding that there has to be some balance in play. You could also end up getting, like I said, ripped off by doing that. This is the beginning of the Fool's journey, the 0, right? There's just so many options. It's hard to know which one is the right one, and your adventurousness could get the better of you. In seeking this love in the future for you, Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Tell us more. Okay, the Chariot, there's Cancer energy again. This is travel. It's also forging forward-moving progress. I always see this as my relocation card, so also a change in address could be happening here in the near future. Change of address to somewhere you've already lived, somewhere you have, from whence thou came thou shalt return. The World in the reverse is about reconciliation, the merry-go-round of crazy, looping, but it's always about going back over something that you've already done before. Relocation or traveling back in the future. You're going back somewhere where you've already been. Forward progress by traveling back. Could also be relocating to somewhere you've lived before. Tell me more. I almost said tell me again. That's funny. Tell me more. Do you see this? This is why I have the shit on camera. All right. Okay. The Hanged Man in the reverse, Piscean energy. If we were looking at timings, of course, the counter of Pisces, because it is in the reverse. Pisces. Come on, Ash. You know this shit. The opposite of Pisces. Somebody's probably screaming it in the camera right now. Is that Cancer? No. Virgo. Sorry. Thank you. Virgo season. That's really soon. Somebody relocating during Virgo season back to where they used to live, or when you were young. When you were young. To gain perspective. That's particularly why. Or the trip or the relocation, the motive behind it or the reason for it is because somebody has gained perspective. Of course, the Hangman in the upright is so one can gain perspective. In the reverse would be because somebody has gained perspective. So there's traveling back somewhere because somebody has reached a moment of realization about a connection, about why something doesn't end and doesn't begin. What else? What else, Leo? Sun, Moon, rising, and Venus in the future, in the coming weeks. What do we have? I have to call this timeless. It's not really timeless, but 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands. 10 of Pentacles is in the reverse. 10 of Wands in the others. So there are going to be some responsibilities and some burdens that come up as a result of this. There is a lot that you need to get. There's something you need to get off your chest. You can't actually see me hearing the things. You don't see my reaction when I hear the things anymore because you're seeing this stuff. There's something that you need to get off your chest. I wonder how many divots I'm going to put on all these cards, tapping them now. But there's something that you need to get off your chest. A great deal of burden. You should be lifting a weight off of your shoulders. It has to do with the lack of legacy, or feeling as if there is a lack of legacy. This individual here feels that they've turned their back on a happy home life or a happy family. They feel as if they don't have any legacy in the future. Intuitively, they know that they haven't followed the path towards a legacy. Somebody feels the burden of attempting to create a legacy where there was none. So that's why they're going back to something to try and determine what is that legacy that they're trying to create for themselves. Have they done it? Were they successful with it? Placed a great deal of pressure on themselves to do so. To create something, to forge something in the fire. Tell me more. What else do we have for you? Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. No, that was a slip. I wasn't meant to grab those. Is there 3? Yeah, there are. Oh, there are only happy accidents here. And you ended up with an extra card on the end. The Moon in the reverse. Cancer energy again, but in the reverse. So something coming to light. Deception lifting. Waking from dreams. Dreams shedding light on a situation that was normally confusion lifting. God damn. 6 of Cups in the reverse, about unrealized childhood wishes, goals, dreams. You're going back to a childhood home here to understand what is the legacy that you wanted to create. Is it this? Strength in the reverse. You don't feel connected with yourself. There could be a feeling as if you We're not brave enough to confront something that is from your childhood wishes, goals, dreams. Could be a childhood friend. There's confusion lifting. It's almost as if you don't feel connected with yourself because you didn't realize this a cherished wish and goal from the deep past. But, you know, I'm actually hearing as I'm saying all of this is that you're telling yourself that you sold out. But there's confusion lifting. It's as if, no, I didn't sell out. Maybe this was not the dream. There's still the feeling that you're not connected with yourself in some way. And there could be a little bit of a loss of temper that has to happen for you to finally have that a moment of catharsis, if you will. There's a moment of catharsis happening here. Losing your temper, smashing some things, kind of getting it all out. Before you realize that maybe there was a lack of courage attached to this. The confusion lifts. There was a lack of courage to go after a deep-seated childhood wish, dream, or goal. And maybe that was okay. Because maybe it wasn't your legacy anyway. Maybe you were meant for other things. Maybe you were meant to forge things in the fire. And meant to hold on to bigger burdens and responsibilities that other people couldn't hold on their shoulders. You know? But remember, there's a gaining of perspective that happens back here. Right? You had to go back somewhere to a childhood place. Anyway, that's that. Let's see if we have any signs, symbols, synchronicities that'll kind of help you recognize if you're on the right path during June. This was rather deep for a little reading of sorts here. I'm trying not to mess up the cards here because it seems like I've been messing with them the entire reading. Rather deep and introspective for you. Okay. 3. Give us 3 signs, symbols, synchronicities that will let you know that during June you're on the correct path. Leo. What do we have? What is it that you see that's going to let you know? By the way, interesting enough, I've been seeing like a ton of butterflies lately. I never see butterflies, like monarch style butterflies. But yeah, Love Potion. Okay, might watch Love Potion number 9, hear the song Love Potion number 9. I think that's what I'm getting from that one because the caption is Love Potion, even though it's got poison on it. And then pencil. I think this is more like I'm picturing it in my head. It's like going in somewhere and you see somebody, you don't see this very often anymore, at least I don't. Somebody walking around with a pencil behind their ear. And what else? Oh, you got 2. Somebody wants to give you an extra sign or symbol. Okay. Dog is a man's best friend. You might see a dog or make a new friend. And then this is really crappy, but broken mirror. A broken mirror. Or you might see your reflection in something, but it might be upside down. That's another thing I'm getting there with that. Anyway, that's what I've got for you, Leo. If this made any sense, do this. I'm trying to get used to doing the camera like this. And we'll see you when we see you next. Okay? All right. Bye.